Hi, this is Hope and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable Shirley Temple style dress. I first made this dress back in 2015 while I was pregnant with my daughter, and I found this YouTube tutorial by Nadia from Yarn Utopia, and I will include a link down below to that original video. I don't know who created the original pattern, but over the years I have come back to that pattern, and it was basically the base for a lot of the dresses that I have crocheted later on. And today I'm going to show you a version of the dress that I have made. The size is going to be 0 to 3 months, and I will have other sizes written on my website, simpledreamsbyhope.com. To begin, you will need some yarn, and today I'm going to be using 100% cotton yarn. The brand that I will be using is this Sugar and Cream that you can purchase at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. However, this Peaches and Cream that is sold in Walmart is pretty much the same, so either of these works fine. The colors I'm going to be using is this hot pink color and white. For this specific yarn, you will need a 5mm crochet hook, some scissors, a tapestry needle to weave in your ends, this thread, the sewing thread for sewing on some buttons, and of course you will need your hand needles. I'm first going to begin with my white yarn, and for this size I am going to chain 54. So begin by making a slip knot. And let's chain 54. 1, 2. So I have finished my 54 chains, and now I am actually going to do another chain 1 and slightly pull up my yarn. Then I will, in the second chain from that hook into that 54th chain, I'm going to crochet a half double crochet. Now I will crochet a half double crochet into the next 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should have 8 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Into the next chain, I'm going to make a V-stitch. So I will do a half double crochet, chain 1, and I will do another half double crochet into that same stitch. So there will be this little space right here. Next, I'm going to half double crochet into each of the next 12 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So from that V-stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now into the next chain, we're going to create another V-stitch. So half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet into that same chain. And now we're going to do 12 half double crochet again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the next chain, we're going to make a V-stitch. And now another 12 half double crochet. Right, now we're going to do one last V-stitch. And you should have 6 chains left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to half double crochet into the first 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip this next chain, and we're going to half double crochet into the last chain. And this is going to be our very first buttonhole. Alright, on to the next row. Chain 1 and slightly pull up, turn your work. And we're going to put a half double crochet into that very first chain. And a half double crochet into this chain 1. So now we will do a half double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And into this V-stitch, we're going to make a V-stitch. So half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. Now 1 into each of the next stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And now a V-stitch into the V-stitch space. Alright, and now again 14 half double crochet. So 13 and 14. So what's going to happen is each row is going to increase by 2 stitches. So we started with 12 here, and now we have 14 here, and our next row will have 16. So now we have come to our V-stitch, and we're going to put the V-stitch in there. And this V-stitch right here is creating the corners. It is turning our work for us. So now we're doing the 14 half double crochets. Alright, another V-stitch. And now we should end with 9 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now I will pause the continuation of this dress to explain to you what I have done here. So when we first began the dress, we did, so there's 12 in the first row, in the front, on the sides, and then one of them has 6, and the other one had 8 in the back right here. So there's 2 extra chains that I did because that's the area in those 2 chains we're going to be sewing on our button, and why we skipped this chain right here for the buttonhole so that it overlaps right here. So in the back right here, there's always going to be plus 2 chains on one side. So usually if we were to connect the dress, we would start off basically halfway. So we would have started off with 6, then 12, 12, 12, 6, and then we would have gone 7, 14, 14, 14, 7. But because I am not connecting it and doing this with the button flap for an easier dressing, then I did the plus 2 chains in order to make that flap and it overlaps. Alright, so now let's continue on with the dress. And we're going to make the next row exactly the same like we did, except now here we ended up with 9 chains, so now we're gonna have 10 V-stitch, and then the next 3 sides is going to be 16, 16, 16, and then we will end with an 8. And don't forget your V-stitches in each of the V-stitches. So chain 1 and pull up, turn, and half double crochet into that very first chain. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. V-stitch, and now 16 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and a V-stitch again. So continue on with your next 2 sides, and I will meet you when we get to this last section. Okay, so we have crocheted to our last V-stitch, and we will make a V-stitch there. And now we will do a half double crochet in each of the last 8 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. chain 1 and pull up, turn your work, half double crochet into that very first chain, chain 1 and skip this next one and put your half double crochet into the second. So we have created our second buttonhole. Now crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 half double crochet. We have come to our V-stitch, and instead of making a V-stitch, we would just make one half double crochet into that space. Now we will put our hook into the space again, and we will find our next V-stitch, and we will fold it like this to meet. Then put your hook into that next V-stitch, and we will single crochet them together. Now turn, split these like this, and half double crochet into this V-stitch space. And now we will continue with one half double crochet into the next 18 stitches. So and now again we have come to our V-stitch, which we're not going to put one in there. We're just going to half double crochet into that V-stitch, then put our hook in there and find our next V-stitch and single crochet them together. Turn and split these and make the half double crochet into that next one. And now finish off with your half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So by connecting those V-stitches, we now have created our armholes. Okay, we will now be making a half double crochet into each stitch across, including the single crochet stitches that connected our V-stitches together. So let's begin by chaining 1 and pulling up slightly, not too much. Flip your work and half double crochet into that very first stitch. I just made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 half double crochet, and I have come to that single crochet and I will put a half double crochet into it. And now I will continue with my half double crochet. Come to that single crochet on this side now. We will put a half double crochet in there and finish off the row. Half double crochet. So you should have 46 half double crochet across. So now, as you can see, our dress is taking shape like this. Alright, so now we're going to take the top part of the dress and we're going to flip the sleeves and we're going to bring the other side and we're going to count 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. We'll put our hook into that 3rd chain and slip stitch. And now we'll continue with a row of half double crochet in each chain. So chain 1, pull up and half double crochet into that same Okay, so we have half double crocheted 40 around, and in the last 2, be sure to attach it to those 2 that are in the back. So put your hook in through the first stitch and then put your hook in to the first stitch on the other side and half double crochet them together. Same thing with the second one. And now slip stitch into the first half double crochet we made in this row. And now we have 42 half double crochet around. Alright, to continue the dress, I am now going to change my color to make like a little waistband. So I'm actually going to take my hook out and remove that slip stitch. Put your hook back in and put your hook back into that first half double crochet and take your next color and pull it through, creating that slip stitch. And now I'm going to use this loose yarn and tie it with the main color. So cut off the white yarn, and now we're going to continue to do 1 half double crochet in each chain around for 2 rows. So chain 1, pull up, and half double crochet into that same stitch. And now continue into each stitch around. Alright, we've come to the last 2 chains in the first row. So slip stitch into that first half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet into that same stitch, and continue around with 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and I will meet you back at the end of the row. Okay, we have come to the end of the row, and make sure you have 42 chains. This one right here is a slip stitch, so we do not put a half double crochet in there. We will put our hook into the first half double crochet, and we will now slip stitch with our first color. So we will pull the color through, and tie it. Cut off the second color. And we will now continue with this main color, which is the white. So we will now chain 1 and pull up, and we will make 2 half double crochets into this first chain. So here's 1, and again 2. Now we will make 1 half double crochet into the next 2 chains. 1, 2, and we will do 2 half double crochets in this one right here. 1, and 2. And we will now continue with doing 1 half double crochet in the next 2 chains, 2 half double crochet in the next, 1 half double crochet in the next 2, 2 double crochet in the next. And we will continue this pattern all the way around. So 1, 1 and 2, 1, 1 and 2. Alright, and now we have just 2 half double crochet left, which brings us back to the beginning, and we will slip stitch into our very first half double crochet. There. Alright, so now we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to make a triple crochet into the same stitch. Now we're going to put a triple crochet into the next 3. So 1 to the next one, 2 to the next one, 3. Now where we have the 2 half double crochet and 1 chain, into that chain in between we're going to put a triple crochet, chain 2, and go back in with a triple crochet. So here's 1, chain 2, and do another triple crochet into the same stitch. Like this. And now a single triple crochet into the next 3. One, 2, 3. Again, we have come to the 2 half double crochet area, and we're going to do this V-stitch right here. So triple crochet, chain 2, and triple crochet back into that same stitch. Then triple crochet in 1 into the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to do our V-stitch. Triple crochet, chain 2, triple crochet into the same stitch. So continue this pattern all the way around with 1 triple crochet into 3, and then a V-stitch of a triple crochet, chain 2, triple crochet, and then I will meet you back at the beginning of the row. Alright, so I have just made my last 3 triple crochets, And now I'm going to slip stitch into the third chain that we chained at the very beginning. So 1, 2, and 3. And then that leaves us the 2 chains that are creating this V-stitch in the beginning. However, now we are going to slip stitch into the middle of that V-stitch to move over, and we're going to chain 5 and triple crochet into that V-stitch space. Now, skipping this stitch that is connected to the V-stitch on this side, we're going to go into this next stitch and we're going to put 1 triple crochet into the next 4 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to put a triple crochet into the middle of the V-stitch, chain 2, and triple crochet another into the same space, creating another V-stitch. Again, skip this one and go into the next one. Triple crochet 1 into the next 4. Three and 4. And now a V-stitch into the V-stitch space. So triple crochet, chain 2, triple crochet. And now 4 triple crochet, 1 in each stitch. So continue doing this V-stitch, 4 triple crochet, V-stitch, 4 triple crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back at the beginning of the row. Alright, so I have come to the end of my row with my last 4 triple crochets, and I am now going to slip stitch into the third chain from the beginning. So 1, 2, 3. So you will now need to continue for 3 more rows with the same color and the same pattern. And as you have noticed that in the first row we had 3 triple crochet between the V stitches, and in the next row we had 4 triple crochet in the next between the 2 V stitches. So the number of triple crochets between those V stitches will increase by 1 in each row. So into the next one you will have 5 triple crochet, and the next one 6, and then the last one 7. So continue on for the next 3 rows, and I will meet you back and we will change our color and begin finishing our dress. So I have just completed the 5th row of the triple crochets, and I am now going to put my hook into the 3rd chain in the beginning of the row, and I will take my secondary color, which is the pink, and I will slip stitch with that. So I will pull through both of those chains, and I will secure it by tying them together twice and cutting off the white yarn. I will continue with this secondary color for 2 more rows, and I will continue this pattern that we have been doing for the past 5 rows. So the next row we're going to have now is going to be 8 treble crochet between the 2 V-stitches, and then the final one will have 9. So just like in the previous rows, we will now do 2 rows with this secondary color. So finish off those 2 rows and I will come back and show you what to do for the final row. So I have just completed the final triple crochet of the last row, and I am going to now slip stitch into the 3rd chain. I will also move over into the middle of this V-stitch, and I'm now going to chain 2 and then do 4 more double crochet into this V-stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to skip these 2 and put a single crochet into the next stitch. Then I will skip 1 and put 3 double crochet into this stitch. I will skip 1 and put a single crochet stitch here. Then I will skip these 2. I will not be counting this one because it's going to be part of the V-stitch, so I will go right into here and do 5 double crochet into this V-stitch space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, I'm going to skip 1, 2, a single crochet, skip 1 and do 3 double crochet into the next stitch. Skip 1, do a single crochet, and then do the 5 double crochet into the V-stitch. Alright, again, skip 2, single crochet, skip 1, 3 double crochet into the same stitch, skip 1, single crochet, and then 5 double crochet into the V-stitch. So this is basically what it looks like. This is our last row, so once we finish this row, we're going to tie off. Here is an up close. So this is the pattern that it's going to be. 5 double crochet into the V-stitches, skip 2, single crochet, skip 1, 3 double crochet, skip 1, single crochet, and then 5 double crochet into the V-stitch all the way around. So complete this, and then I will see you back in order to finish this dress. Alright, so now to finish off, we need to make a slip stitch into the second chain that we made. Begin a chain 1 and cut off the yarn. Make it long enough so that we can weave it in. Pull it out and tighten. So here now we have finished the skirt. So now to complete the dress, we need to work around this area right here and do some decreases in order to tighten this neckline right here. And I am actually going to do that with our secondary color. So to begin, I'm going to attach my yarn right into this chain right here. Chain 1, tighten, and I'm going to do single crochet rows. So single crochet into that same stitch, now single crochet into this chain 1 space, so let's do 1, 2, and 3 for a total of 5 single crochets. And we've come to this the single crochet and then the corner area and then the single crochet, and so we're going to do a decrease of these 3 chains. So put your hook into the first single crochet, pull up, then into that corner stitch, pull up, and into the next single crochet, pull up, and you should have 4 loops on your hook, and now you're going to pull through all 4 of those loops. Now let's continue with 1 single crochet in each chain. So and 10, and again we're going to decrease the next 3. So pull up, pull up, pull up, and pull through all 4 loops on the hook. Again, single crochet into each stitch. That would be 10 single crochet and 10. Now we're going to do another decrease in this corner. Pull up, pull up, pull up, and pull through all 4 loops. Single crochet the next 10. And 10. And now we're going to make the final decrease. Pull up, pull up, pull up, and pull through all 4. Continue to the end of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is how the neckline now looks. I will tie off by chaining 1 and cutting off the yarn enough to sew it in. And now all we have left is to do 1 single crochet into each chain around each of the armholes, including that single crochet chain that we have in the middle. So I will actually begin by attaching my yarn right into that middle. And doing 1 single crochet into each of those stitches. So chain 1, pull, and single crochet into that same chain. Then 1, 2, 17. Slip stitch into that very first single crochet and tie off. Do the same thing on this side, and then I will show you how to sew in these stragglers. Alright, so I have finished my single crochet row in my other sleeve, and now I am going to show you how I weaved in this yarn that was sticking out over here. So you will need a tapestry needle with a smooth edge, and before I attach it, I like to weave my needle in between the loops first. That way I can get as much as possible to hide. So I'm gonna put my needle through under those loops. Just put them right under your secondary color, whichever one you're using, whether you're using exactly the same ones as me or not. And get as much as possible on your needle, because the more you hide, the more secure it'll be. And then you will put your yarn through that needle hole, pull out, and just spread it out, and then cut the rest of it off, and that's it. So do that to the other armhole around the neck and on the bottom of the dress. Alright, so I finished weaving in all of my ends, and this is what our dress looks like here. And I actually also went and already sewed in my buttons in the back. And all you have to do is just line up this front with the overlapping on the back, and just line up your buttons right under the holes and just sew them on. And that's all you have to do for that. Now you can leave the dress like it is right here, like this, which actually might be a lot more comfortable for a newborn, considering that the car seat is actually quite uncomfortable. If there's going to be something large right here, like a rose or something, you can sew on some little buttons that are, you know, in the shape of flowers. I've seen some being sold in Walmart in different colors, and you can just take a few and just kind of sew them on, and they actually kind of push in between each of these chains, so it's not going to be sticking out. Or you can just buy some fabric bow or a little flower, and you can do that, or just, you know, leave it like this. But I will show you how to make a bow that matches the rest of your dress. So to do that, I'm going to make it with the pink yarn. So continue with your 5mm crochet hook. We're going to make a slip stitch. And we're going to chain 35. So 1, 2, Alright, so I have my 35 chains. And now I'm going to run my fingers all the way to the end to make sure my chains are straight, and put my hook into the very first chain. But don't slip stitch. Pull your yarn through and do a single crochet. So now we're going to go into the next chain and single crochet, and into the next. We're just going to continue doing that all the way around. Alright, so we got to the beginning, and again, we're not going to slip stitch, we're going to continue. However, instead of putting our hook in through like we usually do like this, we're going to put our hook through in this back loop and do single crochets like that. So we are crocheting in a spiral, and once we do our first row, the rest of the rows are just going to be crocheted in this back loop. So as you can see how the single crochets look at the top, we have the front and we have the back. So we will do them in the back right here. And this creates kind of like a little ridge right there. So we're going to continue crocheting around and around like this in a spiral until you get back to here and you have 5 rows. Alright, so I have come back around and I have my 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am going to do like a chain 1 as if you're going to cut off your yarn. But before I do that, I'm going to unwind some yarn and then cut it off. So a pretty long strand of yarn. as you can see. And then I'm gonna pull it all out to tighten. So then even out these ends so that they're in the middle. I'm actually going to make this shorter. And I'm going to take this strand and hide it inside here. And then I'm going to kind of grab on this side and on this side and push like this and just hold it, and then I'm just going to take all of this yarn and I'm going to wind it around and around and around and around, creating the middle of that bow. And once I have done enough, and it looks good to me, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to put the thread into my tapestry needle, because I'm now going to have to sew in this yarn to secure the middle of the bow. Alright, so I'm going to take and just push my needle all the way across like this. And I'll do that several times, and you can actually just push it into between those single crochet stitches and pull them out on the other side so that it stays in place like this. You don't have to do it a lot, because now we are going to use the rest of this to sew it onto our dress. So choose a side wherever you want it, on this side or on this side or even in the middle. And I actually think I like it in the middle here. So that is what I'm going to do. And so you're just going to take whatever is on here and just use that to sew it on and secure the bottom part of the bow and the middle to the waistband right here.